All right, I'm gonna open the meeting at 7:35. And just let everybody know this meeting is being recorded. Unless we have here is site specific. The 70 Main Street people are probably not gonna come in, is that probably?
Right.
And we have no ZBAs?
Not this.
Okay, all right. All right, so then I think we should probably start at 70 Main Street and I guess we don't have the printed plans right now. We can vote to endorse and then we'll just have to catch up to endorsement, but once we vote to endorse, it'll open the door for them so they can continue on. And we'll just sign it and make sure we sign it for next meeting.
Sorry, just to explain the reason we don't have the paper copies, I received them by email, but we were having trouble with our printer lately, so I'll just bring them to the next meeting, but it won't slow them down.
Your memo is helpful though, just, listening to all the stuff and then. Plans, they look like they did it also.
So, does anybody have any questions on any of it, or do you want to just, are we ready to go to a vote? I think we were pretty much the last time. Are you happy, David? You're really happy with all the?
Yeah, I'm good.
So,
Yeah, I think they did a nice job.
yeah. All right, all right. John, do you have motions?
I can read it if you don't, if they should be in the folder.
We didn't answer, so.
Oh,
Simple.
oh, should we lose him?
We lost
him. Right, I'll watch for him to come back in. I can read the motion if you'd like.
Right, I wanted to make sure John was.
Oh, sure.
All right, she's gonna read the motion and then we'll just say, so moved. Okay? Go ahead.
And my computer is being slow with opening the motions. I'm sorry.
I have the motion pulled up.
Thank you. If
Yeah.
you'd like to go ahead and make it.
Please.
I'm sorry.
I move that the CPC vote to endorse the site plans for 70 Main Street.
Second. Jeff, it's the date.
Have a motion in 2 seconds. And actually, it's faster than 2 seconds. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
I gotta do very fast, but John. John, can you hear us?
Oh, he's not on right now. I think he dropped off.
Bill, then roll, Bill.
Here.
There's Dave.
Aye.
Jeff.
Aye.
Myself, I. 4 in favor, and John has dropped off, and we'll catch up to him. So. All right, so you can let them know that we voted that to endorse, so they're all set to go.
Great.
I'm looking forward to seeing how that store comes out.
Yeah. Definitely.
It should be,
Forward to it.
yeah, it should be good.
Definitely visit.
So the next thing I think we'd like to talk about is the Central Street survey.
So we had a good response to the survey. I did a summary in the memo. Oh, here comes John.
Yeah.
Run back in. I did a little summary right up in the file. Overall, of the 167 people who filled it out, the majority were in favor of the sidewalk, but when you look closely at the people who are most impacted by the sidewalk, it's very, very closely split. 16 against it, 17 in favor of it. I did a little analysis of the people most immediately around the surrounding neighborhoods. Certainly a majority of them preferred to see it, but with numbers like that, I honestly don't know what the recommendation should be. I was curious to see how you would all, take that. I don't know what the right thing is to do.
So I have a question, Danielle. The 167 that you reached out or that got back to you, how did those numbers fall?
So that was the total. So, okay, yeah, so I sent out 165 letters actually, and by coincidence, the actual number of respondents is about 167 because a lot of people got it other than, getting them. So there were 53, I think, that filled out, that responded so of the 165 people living on Central Street who received a letter, it was 53 responded. And then from them, many of the people who were not direct abutters were in favor, but those 16 who were direct abutters on that side of the street who would actually be impacted by the sign said that they were opposed. And then there were a handful of others who said might support it in the future, but not at this time, or I need more. So, I'm sorry, I'm having trouble opening my file, so I'm not looking at the numbers right now, but let me, just check. Get another, so yeah, of the letters, about a third of the people we actually mailed to were among the people who responded. Everyone else who responded didn't.
John, can you hear us now? John, can you hear us?
What's that?
Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, we took the vote on 70 Main Street. Do you want to go on record as supporting that?
Yes, I'm sorry. That's the brunt.
Just for the endorsement, yeah.
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay, and then you can change that vote to 5 in favor, no opposed.
Thank you.
All right.
Sorry, the hotel internet kind of blew up for a second.
Yeah, well, I didn't want to leave you out either.
I appreciate it.
Okay, that's good. Thank you. Okay, so the conundrum here is that they're about split 50-50, the people that are actually direct abutters.
That's right.
Well, just to clarify, when you say you took butter, so 50 came back, 165 went out. And then 50 came back, yeah?
We got 167 back because.
Yeah, but what I mean is
Okay.
the 50 of the actual abutters,
Yes,
right? Yeah,
yes.
okay. And then are they, the ones that work for against whatever, is there a pattern with when it's on that side, or was you know what I mean?
Yes, so
Like
um,
impacted, really impacted, like
right.
cutting through their
so
yard.
everyone in the, I'm sorry, I'm having a really tough time looking at the memo, and do you?
We
can
have
you
it,
see
it won't put, yeah, we'll see it, so it's either too big or something, right?
I'm gonna open it out of my own files so that I can just see it and like read from it. My computer is it's just spinning and spinning,
Yeah.
and it's not allowing me to open.
Right,
or
or
read
central
anything.
Don't worry, I knew you were just gonna explain it.
Okay,
So
I'll
I didn't fear too much.
So understanding that the numbers are right in front of me, so everyone, the 16 opposed and the 17 in favor, those are all on that.
Okay,
impact.
all right, so
Yes,
it's like 50-50.
yes.
Yeah.
Now, of the other, 30 something people who live on Central Street, it's a mix of, well, actually, no, the other side of Central Street, there were more people who were in favor.
Right. That's an interesting thing. I think that delta is really interesting because as far as just,
The day before the election,
yeah,
for one, more votes for one, there's a one.
right. No, I get that. I just meant that it's interesting that the other side that has no direct impact, like to their law and their property, ticks up,
Yeah.
It's interesting, so I guess. I should know
That is really true. Hang on.
because, what do you think? What do you think, not what do you think, what do you think the board's responsibility is?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Okay, what's the board's responsibility at this point, knowing that if it was an election, the majority would have won, and should we, and so how do we take, we can't issue like this. Right. Okay, we either have to, like,
Well, and like you said, Mr. Chair, we're really just kind of opening the door for it because the funding isn't there. So that's just another step or another level. So this is just saying, we're
Well,
discussing.
I don't think, I was looking for help as well as anybody,
Yeah,
you know, to see where you guys spots.
Yeah.
Everybody had.
I'm in favor of the safety that
of
adds.
some kind.
yeah, I'm like that,
I
Bill.
apologize for speaking over you.
No, no.
I'm in favor of the added safety that it's gonna give for the pedestrians. I mean, I
Yeah.
think that's top of the list, right?
I 100% agree. That's kind of where I'm coming from, because I know it's very invasive. There's like tree removals and, you know, a lot of these people, their properties, especially along a lot of the road, are up, you know, forward, you know, and then they have big backyards, a
I
lot
drive
of.
that road a lot.
Yeah, so you're
A
taking
lot
away
of
a
people
big part.
walking around there, a lot of times
Yeah.
standing across the yellow line, to go around.
Yeah, no, the safety, I think, and that's, when we think about it, it's interesting too, because Danielle's got the budget and, you know, what's our job, you know, as a committee, and I kind of, it's always fun to read that, it's like, oh yeah, we're responsible for that. So, I'm very mindful of that, reading that, saying, you know, as it relates to this, and say, you know, we have like a safety part that even outweighs the one vote, you know, thing, it's like, this is really the right thing to do, and unfortunately, just like anything in development, like, there's gonna be like stakeholders that lose a little bit, and that loss of maybe these beautiful older trees or something like that. But it's just, I think the safety just has to like win out of this.
Sometimes, when you're on a board like this, you have to make a decision, those players, and be popular with the group of people.
We know 16 are not gonna,
Yeah.
you know, so,
But by the same token, you know. It reminds me of the Stop and Shop, when we didn't have a light there. They voted against putting that light there a few times, and then finally, somebody got killed, and the next thing you know, the light went right out.
yeah.
It's funny,
It's
it feels
like
like,
an impossible place to pull out of, because we did have a light there.
it feels like, well, for years.
I know.
So somebody got killed, and then that was it. So, you know, so it just reminds me, do we have to wait for that to happen, is that?
No. No, I don't want that on my conscience, and going down that street fairly often, people fly, you know, and so all it takes is just somebody walking along, you know, and he drops something and went out on the road, so he goes to get it, and just somebody's come flying over the hill. It's just a matter of time, something like that will happen, so we gotta get people off the road.
So I don't think we're being asked today to make a decision, right?
No,
So
no,
what, well, I really, so that's why I.
It's just more of an endorsement, like we
The way I
wanna,
did. I didn't say, you know, are you for it or against it? I didn't ask. you
Yeah.
On purpose.
Yeah.
So all I asked you was. You know,
What are
do
your
think
feelings
our
about it?
responsibility is?
yeah,
Where do you think our responsibility lies?
well,
Jeff, did you want to weigh in on that? Tough one, huh?
It is, because, you know, like, first of all, what's gonna happen there is gonna be pretty involved. There's a lot going on, right? And I get that, and the safety part of it, yeah, of course, who doesn't, I mean, that's, of course, we want safety, right?
That's right.
But is there another way to get that?
I mean, there are plenty of other places in town where we could do something that's safety related too. but, you know.
No, I understand that, and that's another thing too, like, I was thinking, when we spoke last, we talked a little bit about like how the grants work and like so many feet within a school and the school district, and Danielle brought all that. And really, I mean, you can go by, you know, the hood, you can go by,
Little school,
little, yeah, thank you. And like the little school, it gets like that whole corner and everything, it's crazy right there.
Yeah.
So my thought was, you know, I get it, like Central Street, but is there something we maybe could propose to like, because the problem is
I
speed,
do have a crazy idea.
the problem is speed.
That I would like to, I mean, I'm just gonna throw it out, we can think about it. But out behind all those houses on the east side. There's a drainage easement that runs from up to top of the hill all the way down. Why don't we put a path down there?
where
Wow,
exactly is it? Well,
Huh?
where exactly is it?
It's on the east side of Central Street, out behind those houses.
we have a map.
wow, Warren, that's
You pull up anything?
pretty
like
good.
that?
Yeah, let's see.
that's off the traffic
I
completely.
know that because I put septic systems in those yards and I had to stay away from them.
Wow,
What,
that's a great
Is there an
point.
actual pipe in the ground, or is it?
There, apparently there was, but I don't know, you know, people told, some of the people who live there said, yeah, but it's broken, it leaks out here, it's.
Right.
But I think I don't know how
So-
big the easement is.
I'm curious too, right? So how many people are impacted by this? Is it the 167?
I think it's like half, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
actually
Yeah,
impacted.
it's roughly half.
Okay, so there's 80 people, 80 homes that are impacted. I do like that idea, Warren. I do.
Actually-
And if there's a way,
It's fewer because it went to everyone even beyond the scope of the sidewalk. It
Okay.
went to
Oh, yeah.
everyone on Central Street.
okay, so it's
Yeah.
less than.
So it's
Yeah.
less.
But it will eventually go,
Cause you
So
could,
if
we get phase two.
you could get up to, what's that road that's on the right, just before you get to. I can't remember the name of it.
Which direction?
Angelo Petrosito lives up there, so.
Oh, this-
Shout out to
Circle.
Angela.
Off of
Circle.
North or off of, Park? Which side are you talking about, Nick, Warren?
Right.
No, I'm talking off of Central Street.
Um,
Yeah, but towards north.
No, if you're going down Central Street, it's on the right hand side. That street.
Which direction?
If you're going, if you're headed north, it's on the right side, which is the east side of Central Street.
Valley Road?
No.
Oh,
You're
sorry.
too far. You're way too far. Yeah, okay, get them now.
Or
Slow down, right there.
Winterberry?
Winterberry, yeah. Tamarack Road, yeah, it's right off the Central. I don't know if that easement comes, how far up it comes. But if it comes up far enough,
I'm just gonna screen share, sorry.
I don't know, it's just another place to look, I don't really need to do that now, but it's just
Right.
another thought.
So, okay, where is it though, like with your pointer?
Where the actual sidewalk is proposed?
No,
Oh.
the easement.
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Warren, where exactly are you?
Remember?
It's further down, but it comes up, I think it would come up through Winterberry. So it's behind the houses back there.
Like,
That's a pretty far stretch.
See all the wetlands that back there, there's some kind of a drainage issue. That had to get,
I mean, based on how people reacted to the rail trail, putting a path behind homes, I feel like there
yeah,
might
that
be
might,
some,
yeah, that's right, through the rail trail, they didn't like that.
I don't
Jeff
know.
wants big Volkswagen size speed bumps, right?
So,
They can't catch air on.
well, no, I hate those things, but I'll tell you, when I'm in the city. And you're driving around and those speed bumps are everywhere, you do slow.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, and if speed is really our biggest problem there. I mean, that's probably,
That's the biggest safety,
right,
you know,
yeah,
but
it is
people
definitely.
being in the streets, the problem, but if cars are going slow because they've been
Yeah.
stopped, then.
Yeah,
it's,
I mean,
it's
and that is it is a fast moving section, you're coming down that hill and.
you're gonna have to put crosswalks in anyways, right? Are they,
Kind of, I guess, right? I mean, they'll probably have to put
put
it
a
up.
sidewalk going, you have to
Yeah,
put
so
crosswalks.
people have like
If you-
have a few of the streets built, right?
Yeah, so those could be the
They're
Right.
dual purpose, the big
Right.
speed bump slash crosswalk.
I mean, I'm just thinking, cause if our chances are to get a grant. If we're closer to a school, if our chances are greater to improve somewhere around the school. And we can do something here without, tearing up the whole 9 feet or whatever it is. Of one side of that street,
I mean,
I'm just kinda.
it's a.
Torn. I mean, that's how I feel, Warren. I'm just kind of torn between, maybe we could use that grant or get a better grant somewhere closer to a school. Cause when Danielle mentioned that, like the light went off and I'm like, oh, it's a great idea.
But that is close enough to a school for the grant, right? And you're helping three
Yeah.
schools
Yeah.
with one sidewalk.
So the same, this project is close enough to a school?
Yeah, this
For the
is-
grant, for that
yeah,
specific
the
grant?
The Safe Routes to School construction program is one that, I have spoken with them before about this project, and we would be eligible to apply
Yeah.
next year if we wanted to.
The high school and middle school is close enough that it
Yeah.
helps, and it helps the batch.
Yeah.
Instead of.
If you measure from the top of Central, where North Street crosses it, all the way to the batch, it's 2 miles. And within 2 miles, we mandate that you have to pay for a bus because you're within, we consider you within walking distance. So you don't qualify for for the bus. They'll send the bus if you pay the extra. So the entire length of Central, to the batch, so that's going to include the middle and high school, is 2 miles.
We added the summary memo to that folder. I hope it can appear if it's helpful. It just was the summary of all of the responses. I don't know if you'll be able to download it or not, but I put it in again.
Yeah, I got it.
I looked at that folder
Yeah,
earlier.
I got
so
it.
was empty.
Okay.
Oh, I see, okay.
And if you want me to parse these numbers any differently, like people who live on certain streets, I mean, I can definitely do that. This was kind of just to start the conversation and.
Well, I think that's all I think that tonight, all we want to do is take some input from you. Talk about what we think our responsibility is, and then, wait for more information to come along and some more. And because there's no money anyway to do anything right now anyway.
So right now, the DPW has, as part of their capital request, they have a smaller amount of money for this project that would allow us to have
Right.
the match needed to apply for these grant
Right,
programs. So
right.
they're asking for 200,000. And that would be to cover, final bid documents, the finished part of the design, the police detail, construction, supervising. So the thought was they were gonna go ahead and ask for that, and, over the course of the time that the capital committee is considering projects, if we do get a sense that this is not the right thing to do, we would just withdraw it. But right now, it's part of their request, among their other, infrastructure requests.
Well, I'm pretty sure, as we've all said now, that the safety aspect of it is irrefutable. However, the collateral damage part of it is the problem.
Has anyone done a survey yet to see how much of everybody's front yard?
I think there is,
Yeah.
there is.
It's in the plan,
There's a plan that goes up to Spruce Road.
Yeah,
But
it shows how much everybody's gonna lose.
Yeah, there's a plan.
There were, I think, 5 properties that our original design engineer thought might need a few feet of easements, but our town engineer feels we should be able to design around that and not.
And then this, stage 2 for this would be to go from Spruce Road to Boston.
Yeah.
That'd be the second phase of that, and that's
From
not
what road? Again, from what road to north?
from Spruce Road.
Spruce?
Yeah, so there's no, that has not been mapped out yet, so.
You'll see there's a question for Mr. Massey. The cost for this phase, I think the town engineer was estimating about 1.2 million. So, we would be in a position to ask for both the grant programs we're looking at are around $1 million. Complete Streets is now $1 million, which is
Okay.
why we're looking at it then.
But Mr.
So the
Massey,
only
do you show a question?
Let me see if I can get it to appear again. Sorry, I'm gonna stop the screen share and open the chat
I don't see it in asking a question.
right here.
Yeah, okay, but we don't really, we have an engineering cost, I think, for the Spruce Road.
Up to Spruce is
From
roughly
Spruce.
1.2.
So that, but it's an engineering estimate, and you know that is. And Nick, you know how that is. So,
But we're not looking at town money for that. We're looking at some town money in order to get a grant to cover that.
Right,
So
right.
the $1 million would be from a grant. It wouldn't be, there's nowhere in the town budget. to have that.
all right, so is any other comments you want to put out there today?
No, just to kind of reiterate, while the majority of the people who responded were in favor, those most directly impacted, certainly are very evenly split. Looking at the comments, it was really hard for me to form a clear, a recommendation, but it's something to keep talking about. If there are more things you'd like to see out of the survey, I can, as I said, I can kind of parse these numbers a little differently,
I think
focus on certain streets.
I think the question right now is, what's the next step? What's the next step?
The next step really is for the DPW to go ahead with their capital presentations and make the case for the capital committee to consider the 200,000 among all their other projects. And if that were to be awarded, then we would be in a position to apply for the grants that would be available to us next year.
All right.
But if, in during the
So,
time.
we're gonna be at this particular point, the town meeting. When they ask for that at town meeting, are we going to be asked for a recommendation or a suggestion or?
I don't see that it would, oh, meaning, because the capital projects all go together. I would think that before that point, we would be discussing closely with the DPW whether we recommend, if we can, I think we should continue to discuss it. And if we come to a place where we don't recommend it, we should tell DPW
Right.
so that they could withdraw.
Right.
So we should keep talking about it. We have time, but we should
Alright.
keep talking.
Well, I'm just trying to move it along a little and get everybody thinking about it. And not taking any firm positions at this point. So that we have some time to look at it some more, so. So, okay, that was very good, Daniel, thank you, that's, you know.
You're welcome. Sorry about the difficulty with
I
accessing.
mean, I would, from the safety point of view and from being in where my office is, watching the people go by on that sidewalk all day long. There's people that run every day and that live on Central Street, they come down Central Street and make it down to Park Street. And then they're on the sidewalk and then they can go down and all around the town and come back. They still end up back fighting the traffic going back up Central Street, so. And I see the daily thing for some of these people, and of course, kids going to school. Lots of them come down that hill and then down, once they're on the sidewalk, they're safe, and it's a good sidewalk from the front to Central Street all the way up after that. Plenty of room, so it gets plenty of use. So whatever's feeding that sidewalk, which is Central Street, is, should be considered, so. All right.
Thanks, Daniel.
You're welcome.
So, CBC budget,
I'll just give a quick overview. This is, with one exception, it's completely level service
yeah.
funded, really no changes from last year.
It's just a little bit more.
The one difference was, the EDC over the last, Jeff, feel free to chime in. The last few meetings, the EDC has been trying to figure out, a marketing website to promote local businesses. And they had $10,000 left from previous budget allocation. 10,000 really was not quite enough to do a project that was as robust as what the EDC wanted to do. So there was talk about maybe potentially asking for more money. I have discussed it with the town administrator and the finance director. I know that it's very likely or nearly 100% certain that whatever money we request for the EDC will, in our operating budget, is very likely to be cut. But if that does happen, we were encouraged to submit a warrant article, and that way it could potentially be funded from free cash at the June town meeting. I put a $25,000 request for this project just based on the EDC's discussions, on the research that they did into the type of website that they wanted to build, how long, many years they wanted to maintain it for. And that seemed to be the right amount to ask for. It was kind of agreed that if we got that money, we would not be spending the 10 that we currently have encumbered. We would be giving that back. There aren't any guarantees that we would be funded either way, but the, TA and finance director felt that it was the most likely avenue to getting funded would be town meeting, but certainly if the EDC has a need, we should put it in the budget. Just let it be cut if that's.
Yeah.
So that was the recommendation. If you feel differently about it, it's your budget, so let me know and I can change it. The budget's not due until Friday, so I can certainly.
What does
No, go ahead, ask your question.
does the EDC have any particular projects that they're looking at right now?
Yes, this marketing website, they wanted to do a website that basically had information on businesses in town, helped to, highlight and profile businesses, and to contract with a real marketing professional. There was somebody who's actually a member of the Reading Chamber of Commerce who does this for other municipalities. She does a great job, she does a really nice product, but the amount of money that we had wasn't quite enough to do what they were.
Well, having been down this road with consultants, Yes. 6 or 7 times now. Running into the same, problem, which you think another state sewer, but it's not. The main problem is we don't have an identifiable center, town center, or something that we can point to, that we can work from or to, or to expand out or to do something. We don't have that. And when we tried to do that with the Heflin property, we didn't get the support we needed. That was almost the last clear chance. It was now Stop and Shop property is gone and sold, so now they're not gonna, unless they decide to create some kind of a mega situation, you know, where, you know, that could become a town center type place. I don't know, I think we need to, if we bring somebody in to try to do this, you're gonna have to start by giving them some kind of an idea of where you want this to go, what you wanna do. I mean, I don't know, because otherwise you
See
have.
what's directed, all right.
Yeah, so they, we talked about this a lot, and we just felt that we don't have a tool. We don't have a way to outreach, we don't, and that's our job, right?
Right.
So we had a few meetings, and the last meeting, like Danielle said, we had $10,000 budget that we're giving back.
Yeah.
Because we couldn't do anything with it, so like, okay, let's just return the money back into the pool, let's talk to the TA. And then, cause we knew that the 10,000, if we threw it out there, it'd be throwing money and just
Yeah.
throwing it away, we knew that.
The select board
So you're looking at
couldn't
net
use that money.
15, you know, really from the voters, you know.
Well, so we felt that if we return the money, back into the pool, talk to the TA, said, this is what we really wanna do, and this is, you know, our vision is to do that. You're an economic development committee, right? So you need a foundation, you need something for someone else from the outside to look at and to experience, and there's nothing, right?
So did you look at the websites as a group, let's say, for instance, this person?
Yeah, so, Danielle, what were the cities in town? Andover?
I'm trying to remember now.
Wilmington?
Wilmington was not.
Melrose? No.
No, I'm trying to remember who the others were that we looked at. I don't remember right now, but.
Yeah.
Did
So-
could you ever send us just an example, like, to go look at, you know, of from, you know, just so we could understand like what this thing will look like, you know?
So let me ask Bill a question here. You know, you're new, and so you haven't been down this road yet. And this is a little bit down in your wheelhouse. If you were thinking about Route 28, where would you think, or North Reading in general, where do you think would be a good place to, you don't have to answer right now, but I just want you to think about it. To see, to look at it with what you have for experience, to see if there's a place for something that we've missed. Where we could create a there is their place.
Sorry, I'm out of order, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Name of the
Yeah,
place.
if you got a good idea, I want to hear it.
Yeah, if you've got something, no.
So I think the purpose was not specifically warrant a place. That wasn't our specific purpose. Our purpose was to attract, get businesses to look at us, to get businesses within to help support, to stir up the business community, get the whole you know, North Reading first type mentality, get people in North Reading spending money in North Reading.
Right.
You know, supporting all our local businesses. We do a good job. I know on a Friday night, they're all going to Andover, you know? So like, what can we do and how can we be effective in how we promote business? So we have no platform. We have a discussion table. And we thought it was really important to have a platform and a platform that would be supported by professionals. We thought that was important because we all run businesses, we're all running life, me and kids and, you know, whole thing families. So it's very difficult for, say, you know, one of us to assume that role. Where that extra money that we're talking about, I know 25,000 sounds like a lot of money, and it is a lot of money. But when you're forfeiting 10,000, and you're gonna go for another 10,000 the following year, you're only really asking for $5,000. That really is how it.
I'd like the rationale.
Well, it is true though, because if we didn't forfeit the 10, we just blew it, we'd be going for 10 again.
The thing here is that we, you know, I mean, no matter which way you could go out of town, on 28th. You can go the next town over has at least one and maybe 6 or 7 restaurants that you need to get dressed up to go to. We do not, we're like.
Well, so Lauren, our focus was not that.
We don't, but it's not just the restaurant thing, it's the fact that we don't have that image. That's the thing. So if you had that image, people would come here.
So I have to excuse myself for 1 second. I'm sorry, Warren. Hold that thought.
Okay.
I really gotta take this.
This was a little bit of a different project. It wasn't so much about creating a center or a place. This was purely a marketing project, promote local businesses, providing a way for information, drive businesses. It's a shop local type campaign,
Yeah.
kind of like what we did.
I love that idea. And it's exciting too, and it's germane to the 70 that we just, approved here on, with the run store, but like, those are the kind of places, the golf place that have kind of new buzz too, that would only make things better. I mean, I think it's looking up for Main Street. I really do. I feel really positive about it, but I think the timing of this, because it needs to be developed and it needs to be fostered, and would start with some key businesses that are really popular with people, but it's the perfect timing to really get it going, so the warrant, it wouldn't be till June, right?
Well, we don't,
Right, so it's,
we don't even have any place to group park. You know what I mean, like, except the Stop and Shop or the Walmart, you could actually get a bunch of people together. I mean, we, at one point, the Business Association ran, small business event and everything, where everybody came to the Walmart parking lot, and used a whole bunch of it, and everybody set up displays and, people could come and get a pen or, things similar to this, like convention type thing,
right,
and everybody, everybody in town, a lot of people in town. Got involved, I mean, that we made brought food, and I think, and then China cuisine was fairly new at that point, they brought food. And so there was, and so a lot of people came, because there were things to come forward. So that's the key, so you need, if you're gonna spend this money on somebody, I really think you need to. I feel like we're not giving them anything, we're saying. Here's a nothing burger, make something out of it.
Well, I like the idea of the website. It's a platform to say, come to North Reading and see what you got.
How you
Yeah,
gonna
right.
get them,
and here's the businesses. and
Yeah,
we do a real
here's what we
profile.
have right now.
how you gonna get them to the platform?
That's, everyone's going web now, so
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, that's how people wanna, drive, that's what drives business. I mean, it's literally to the point where they could do a spotlight on, the Horseshoe, or spotlight on this new, the taco place across from the Reading Lumber,
I found out recently is people come to North Reading to shop at our Walmart. I know people who live in Lumber.
It's true,
They
that's the
come to
one.
North Reading just because
Yeah,
they
so
like.
where else can we grab them,
Yeah.
They're gonna hit Brunt now.
So
Let's get the
you
best,
can-
talk about the traffic, you're going by there to go Walmart, you're gonna drive by Brunt every single time
I
now.
mean, but
So that's gonna be a good anchor, believe it or not, it's not meant to be, but it's gonna be.
Pricing isn't ridiculous,
Well,
they have an opportunity.
Red Wing's more.
Oh, Brunt.
Well,
Brunt's
we
affordable.
haven't purchased the boots yet, but we're using the gear, we're using the pants and stuff like that.
But this just comes back to the fact that people will not. If they think this is a high-end store. They would go to Andover to a Brunt store, because they look at that as high-end.
Well, there is no other Brunt store.
I know that, that's not. the point.
Yeah, I don't understand, but Brunt is very popular. I mean, I'm around the trades all the time and I see those boots. They're as popular as Red Wing in Boston.
They are right now.
Yeah, I mean, Brunt's already got their name established.
Agreed.
I think that was a clean win for us.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're based here, and this is their flagship new store, so it's just
absolutely
one good example, so I mean, I think they're gonna kill, because people are constantly going into Walmart, so they're gonna.
But the people can go into Walmart and buy a pair of boots for like $29.
they'll be buying another.
Yeah, but
$49
anybody who
boots in
wants
3
to
months.
boots knows.
Yeah.
You don't go to Walmart. to
Yeah.
buy
Been
boots.
there lately. I'm just,
I would like to see,
What I'd like to do, I want to do this, okay, but I want to give them something, you know, I mean, I feel like we need to give them something. To work with, and we're not doing that, and so.
have you
when-
seen
so
the,
you
have
get
you
this-
seen
you're
the warrant, the example, I think?
Disappointed in the result, because you didn't,
But you need to see the example, I think, we need to, as a group, we need to look at one of these. Websites, one or two, and see what we're talking about, because it's kind of the updated. Way of doing things versus, you know, the old consultant kind of, this is what I
You're gonna
think you
run
should
into-
do.
You're gonna run into the same thing that we've run into the last couple times we've done this. And they say, well, you know, if you had sewer. You know, then you could grow, you could do. you could
That's
do-
gonna keep those Class A restaurants that you're looking for, that's keeping them out. Investing in a property and having to install a septic to handle that, you know, that kind of kitchen, they're not coming here. They're going to where they don't have to do that.
So, while this town, or, you know, some of the boards in the town have been all against this whole sewer thing. Not being really, maybe not understanding it, but I think what just happened, we're hooking up to that treatment plant, and, I mean, that's what it's named that was too, I mean, you know, that's gonna take. All of the septic system, where we got all those town buildings.
Yeah,
All the way across.
that's a great use of the system
It's
that
a great.
we all paid for,
The
so,
system needs it almost as much as they need
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Warren, I'm all in favor of microplan.
Yeah,
Go for it, buddy, come up with the plans, let's do it. Let's
yeah.
get it on the warrant article, let the town
I
roll
mean, that's
for
where
it.
it needs to go, along,
Yeah.
Yep.
As long as it's not $130 million, you're good.
It's not. It's not. Your basic treatment plant, we used to be about 2 million, but probably like $2.5 million to do your package treatment plant. But the thing with it is you have to, when you design it, you have to make sure you design it with expansion ability.
Mhm.
So that's because you can expand those up to a point, up to the point where you run out of discharge. Capability, so, discharge capability.
Would you say it was like 500,000 gallons?
Yeah, a lot of it's already been mapped, you know, some of it was over the very center there, and we gave some of it away to Martin's Landing. But we have an area, but it's still got that 2.5 acre parcel over there, which is all sand. underneath.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so if you wanted to put a leach field there, put a parking lot on top of it.
2.5 acre leaching field?
And you gotta remember that because that's zone 2 over there, everything that's produced at a treatment plant over there has to be tertiary quality, which means that you're not. Title 5 says, oh, you're 0.74 gallons per day per square foot. Well, no, with tertiary quality, it's like 4 gallons per square. So you can, that big area can have a tremendous amount of flow. So I mean, we have some of the things that we need to do, what we need to do, but, we just have to move to that next step, and it's a cost.
So maybe,
But I am
Warren,
not,
maybe,
just like you, I am not in favor of building infrastructure in somebody else's town.
so just maybe, right? So if the EDC can get the $25,000 that they need, maybe that could be a tool that launches ideas. And we can,
It
this,
brings up the pressure. It's like the schools, we didn't build the school just because we felt like it. We built the schools because we needed them. The pressure built up until we needed a bigger school, we needed the schools. So there was, that didn't say, let's just build brand new schools for $150 million just for the hell of it. No, they said, we need, and we hope it's big enough to handle the way the growth of the town, so I mean. This is the same situation, it's the same kind of situation. Maybe day one, we didn't need them, maybe that big of a school, but we need it now, and it's there for it. So when so it's the same kind of situation, you need to accept that and plan for it.
I mean, I voted for the school, I was in favor for it. That's a great thing.
It's a beautiful school.
It is, it's awesome.
People go by and look at it, it's like Taj Mahal.
Like a diamond up on the hill, it's a beauty.
It is.
But anyways, back to the EDC and the budget.
I think they'll come in that back door there should be bicycles to get to the other end, but anyway, that's.
Yeah, probably. But, so really, what the EDC is trying to do is they're trying to just create some type of a platform.
Right.
Where they have a tool.
Right.
For outreach.
So.
And think about the math now, the math.
Yeah.
You got 10 here, normally they'd be going for 10 here, that's 20. They're gonna return the 10
I have.
and
no
ask for
problem-
25, so it's only it's a $5,000 increase is what they're looking
I have
for.
no problem giving them the money for the EDC, but again, if you research economic development committees, they have a full record. So my bottom line here that I'm getting to here is, yeah, let's do it. But part of what we need to do when we hire this person is say, you need to make sure that while you're putting some of these programs together, that you lean heavily on the sewer thing, because it's gonna be necessary. We need.
Well, wait a minute, hang on, buddy, hang on, that'll be discussed, that's a whole different level. But I'm saying, if your proposal for that type of a project gets off the ground, we can certainly promote it, I would think. If it's because of economic development, we're not,
This isn't related to, this is purely promoting businesses.
yes, the whole
Using it
purpose of
for-
that, but see, Warren tied it into like the sewer project, trying to get more businesses and all.
It's just
Right.
a spotlight on North Reading.
Yeah, so we're not going that deep, Warren, because that's gonna take an awful lot of energy
Yeah.
to get that deep. But what we're trying to do is, hey, you know what, next time you go out, stop by Apothecary, I just went over there, had a pizza, a buffalo chicken wrap, it was dynamite. Stuff like that, like where people can see like real input, but we needed the thing is, Warren, we didn't wanna do it unless we knew we could have the resources for someone to maintain the site. Cause you can build a website, you can make it look awesome, and if you don't maintain it, it's junk.
Right.
You paid for nothing. So our purpose was, if we're gonna create it, have the resources there to maintain it. So that the following year, just go a little, like, say we get the 25,000, we get it off the ground, we work together. We get some ideas, we put it all together, we get it out there, and then what happens is, the following year, Warren, we're gonna be back on our old budgets.
Does
We're not-
the plan here include having the businesses that are represented on it contribute in any way?
We did talk about that, but, I don't know that we can.
It's not.
It's like a
it's not-
spotlight.
The feasible thing.
It sounds like a town-sponsored free advertising.
Alexander Business Association, one of the ways, when I first took it over, there were 4 members, when I left, there was 140.
Nice.
So, what did I do to get the people to show up at the meetings and and get involved? It was a silly little thing, but it worked. Basically, what we did is every time anybody came to a meeting, we gave a ticket. And one member could donate something of substance to that meeting, and then they have a drawing at the end and somebody would get it. I mean, and there was things like, weekend vacations or spas and.
Danielle, do we have another opening on the EDC? Warren, you interested?
And also, at every single one of the meetings, you had to pay to join the business association, okay? But every single one of the meetings, we had snacks or cheese and crackers and snacks and stuff, so that when they came there, but in the late afternoon and everything, it was fun. Yeah, and so the businesses all talked to each other, and it really grew on its own once you got started. And so, I mean, there's a way, but you need to get the people involved. And just because you have a website and everything, if people are not involved, and so that's why I think you have to be able to extract a little funding from them, so they feel included, but you gotta give them something. If you don't, they're not coming.
Well said.
And one of the things you can give them, which we did do, was when some legislation came up that they didn't like, especially when they were gonna classify taxes, they were forced to be reckoned with, and they felt like they got something, because we were strict in the numbers, and they weren't gonna do something that we didn't want them to do.
Imagine that.
Yeah, so I think that that's where the break, that's where the problem is. If you do this website and you have somebody maintaining it. Historically,
There needs to be fruit.
yes,
Yeah, I get it. You gotta start somewhere.
and there's gotta be, and you've gotta the people that are involved in it, the businesses have to believe that they're getting something tangible out of this. And sometimes it's as simple as a raffle ticket.
So. The
They got-
chamber. That's kind of like how the chamber operates in a
There's
way.
gotta be a concept that you give to this person, to make sure that what they do and maintain is attractive enough or gets support from the business. I mean, it's just,
So I get it. There's a lot of discussion that has to be had, but the people on the Economic Development Committee they've got some great ideas. They're really,
I wanted to be in that committee for a while, but you know what the problem was? No, the problem that I ran into was that I had no confidence in the concept. I had no confidence in the
So
concept, and I didn't think it was gonna.
so it's 2026, right? So the world operates completely different than it used to.
Well, once the
and-
EDC got a hold of the Berry Center, now they had something to work with, they had a project, you know, and so they really focused on it, they helped us out with it, it was really good. But there's no,
Well, we have a committee that actually wants to do things for the town. They're very dedicated. They want to move forward. They have great ideas. There's lots of great discussion.
right,
They're all passionate. I'll tell you that. They all have passion for that. They would love to see it become something.
well,
You
we,
know, you almost need the businesses to tell whoever's managing the website, hey, we're having a DJ on Friday night, we're having. you
a
know,
sale on this.
We're having a sale, or we're doing this.
Yeah, so
You
there's
need the
all sorts
businesses
of-
to be engaged or reach out to you guys and say, hey, let us know when you're doing XYZ event or sale, or you're having, some
Well, they have-
band come in
For all
or
the
something.
people, for all the people to carry this one step, all the people that are involved in this process have given up their phone number or something, or so that when one of them, we're gonna have a sale on this particular item and everything, everybody gets a text that says, by the way, check out this store. You know, check out CVS, check out this.
Right, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things you can do.
But I mean, but that's still just an accessory thing, that's not the main claim, that's not the main claim.
Right,
But I think, but again, if you're gonna do this, you really need to think about what you're gonna give this person for tools.
like I said, there's been a lot of discussion. This is something that we kind of beat to death, really. In our meetings, and because we don't want to be frivolous, we don't want to waste the money.
No.
That's the main thing, like, we don't want to throw it away. So all the thought went into like, okay, well. Cause if, remember, Danielle, we were so close. We were so close to say, oh, here's the 10,000 because we don't want to lose it. But then we said, wait a minute, what if we return the 10,000, sit back a little bit, understand the process a little bit more. Understand like the maintenance and all that part, and then. We try to move forward with, the real numbers, the hard numbers, and it really wasn't off much, because we're forfeiting 1 year's budget, the whole budget.
I read a couple of really good success stories in planning magazine. And so I took those all to heart, but in each one of them, the Economic Development Committee came to the city or the town with a plan, with a plan. And then they put that, and then the towns gave them whatever they needed to make the plan work, so had been fleshed out. And they gave them the tools to get it done.
Nice.
And
Beautiful.
that's the thing that bothers me, that I don't see. I mean,
Well, I'm gonna invite you to the next Economic Development Committee meeting, and you should sit in with us.
I really would like to see something happen, but I also, so one of the things I did is I did a little research once, to look at economic development committees across the country. Especially in California, they did a bunch of California, they all did. They got through the mission statement and the officer.
I know. All right, Warren, I'm gonna meet you outside behind the bus, okay?
And finally, when it was
Calling
done,
out EDC.
Yeah, I know it.
Is
I
the
know
plan
it.
of the
Okay,
maintenance-
anyways, Warren, I'm good. I've said enough. I just, yeah, whatever.
There's a hand raised online.
Yeah.
There's a hand raised.
Oh, was it?
is it Nick? Go ahead, Nick.
Mr. Chairman, sorry to interrupt you guys. While you guys were talking about the EDC, I wanted to check in about EDC appointments, and obviously not something we need to figure out tonight, but maybe there's an opportunity. I think that's a joint effort between the select board and CPC. If we can somehow get you guys on the agenda for the select board, it can be coordinated just so we can get some more folks on that EDC.
Yeah, I think that's a fair point. I mean, you know, if you get enough people together, one of the people is gonna come up with that brilliant idea, you don't know who it's gonna be, so. But we really would hope to, get more participation.
I think the two liaisons from each board had been reaching out to the candidates, and I think that was what they needed a little bit more time for. I don't know what the select board's upcoming schedule includes, but my understanding is that, yes, that would happen soon, that we should have a joint appointment on soon. But both liaison needed to reach out to
The
the
way to get more members on the EDC.
lots of applicants.
Thank you, Daniel.
Yeah, I probably called like, I was in touch with probably about 15 to 20 people
Yeah, so
They
I think
wanted
that
to
just
be
had
on the
happened
committee?
first.
that had interest in the committee, yes, kind of, and I told them I would get back, so I left messages. Out of maybe 20, I probably spoke to 15.
Yeah.
Maybe 5 I didn't hear back from, or maybe I got an email or something saying no thanks or
The
whatever,
last
but
time I showed up, there was an EDC meeting, there was like 3 people.
It was a long time ago. I think so. Jeff, I know through Maria, we had been talking about the follow-up.
Right.
Did you have a list of people who you think are still interested that?
I do have a list, yeah,
I can pass it on if you want to pass it on, whatever works for you.
Yeah, I mean,
I think the select board just kind of needed that to go ahead with.
yeah, I mean, I just, like I said, it was all, phone calls and just spend a little bit of time talking to certain individuals about how they felt and, and for the most part, I'd say there probably are, just from what I could tell and the experience I had, there's probably, I'd say probably like maybe 6 or 7 that probably fantastic,
Great, that's great.
Yeah, that'd be good.
yeah.
And of course, and again, in the process of, if they think that you have a plan, something that you all gotta work towards, it's gotta be easier to get them than to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because they feel they're part of something once you get it started.
I will say this about the EDC, there's a lot of interest and the members are committed. It's very hard for them to take on everything because we don't have a fully funded department dedicated to that. So I think what the EDC has had to do over the years is they've had to pick a project, one thing to focus on at a time.
Right.
Currently, that's this marketing website that they're looking at, which I think is a wonderful idea. That doesn't necessarily mean that that's all they'll ever do. I
Right.
think that they would also very much be interested in things like the redevelopment of 70 Concord Street or some other type of economic development activity.
Have they-
But just because they want to do this one thing doesn't mean that they're going to neglect other things. This is just an opportunity that they're looking at.
Yeah,
Are
it's just,
they involved with that whole stuff in John property at all?
No, that just hasn't been a task for them that they have had a role in looking at. And that doesn't mean that they never would.
I don't
but
know
this-
if it's dedicated to any kind of reuse, but there's some kind of reuse coming along there.
Yeah.
So,
I know one thing. At the Stop and Shop building, we stopped the trucking company
yeah, we did.
to go 24-hour delivery service with 12 bays in the front,
Yeah, we
18
stopped that.
wheelers.
Yeah,
We stopped that. That's what I know about that address.
Well, the thing is, it's been bought, so,
You're in hockey center, right? Hockey center.
yeah, but there's kind of a lot of building there for that.
Yeah, I'm also hearing something about the senior center going in there too.
Well,
All rumors
again,
and speculation, but
it's a location, and the only good thing about this location is it, in fact, has a fairly massive septic system out front already, under the parking. And it was redone not that long ago and had, from what I can see, minimal use. So it's probably fresh enough to put something in there.
So one thing too to know, Warren, even the individuals I spoke to, when I spoke to them, I said, we need voting members and we need associates, and they were all open. Anybody that I talked to, that, yeah, sure, I wanna help.
Let's get them in the door.
You know what I mean? So, I mean, what would the next step be? I'd have to reach out to Maria and,
So somebody needs to transmit that info to the select board. If you'd like to
Okay.
send it to me, as far as a list of interested candidates, I can pass it along to the TA
Okay.
for the select board, or you can pass it along directly. I think Vincenzo is the liaison to the for the
Okay.
select board. However you wanna do it,
Yep.
I'm happy to take the info and pass it on, so that they can.
okay, I'll work on it. I'll get it out there. And I did let them all, and I notified them all. I said, one way or another, in the future, you'll hear from me again.
I'm
Either way.
sure you've already done this with the group that you have, but, you know, getting a group of them together and then having one start off meeting where everybody comes in and brainstorms and you get some ideas going, so that people have something to do to work towards.
We're gonna do everything we can, Warren. We're desperate. We're gonna do anything we can
Yeah.
to help the town, and everybody seems willing. So I mean, I was, to be honest with you, I was kind of surprised that there were that many people. And when I vetted and went through it, I was kind of even more surprised that there were that many still interested. These are people who put applications in 2 years ago.
You think they'd be interested in funding a little cheese and cracker situation? I mean, it's.
One step at a time, big guy.
Somebody get this man some cheese and crackers.
One step at
He
a
loves
time.
his cheese and crackers.
Well, I mean,
I do have one question before we finish this discussion. Would you like me to, so even though the EDC does its own work and they function separately and they have their own meetings and they make their own decisions, their budget is under the CPC. If you would like this amount to stay in the CPC budget request, knowing it will likely be cut and then the EDC will initiate putting it in a warrant article for June, which is the more likely place for it to be funded. We can do either one. If you're not comfortable with it being in the CPC budget, I don't have to include it. If
well,
you
it's in the CPC budget because the select board asked us to take this on.
So it's in the EDC charge that the two boards created together for this committee that their budget is under the CPC. Now, it doesn't have to be in the CPC's operating budget. If this is a standalone project they want to do, they can go to town meeting and ask for it, which would be their next step if once this gets cut from the budget or the CPC doesn't want to put it in the budget. Either way, it can go to town meeting as a warrant article. Because I need to submit my budget Friday, our budget on Friday, I just would like to know whether you would prefer that it be included in the CPC budget request or not. I'm fine either way. Either way, I think the EDC will probably initiate a warrant article for June, but it's up to you.
I'd say go all angles, whatever.
Yeah, me too.
Keeping it in.
I mean, I think that, the one other thing that about the successful EDCs that I read is they generally have a town employee counterpart to manage it. Which we don't, which we haven't had, so that's part of the problem, because they would have a particular, administrator or dedicated just to the EDC, so things happened every single day. That was important to the success of the EDCs that were successful.
We're working on this.
Yeah.
And,
We're trying. We really are, Warren.
I'm
We're
just letting you know
trying.
what I've learned, okay?
your
So,
normal $10,000 budget annually will cover the maintenance costs.
Well,
So,
that's,
well,
Once it's up and running.
that's one thing. I have been cautioned. We cannot commit to anything that depends on ongoing future costs. So one of the things we talked about when we talked to the consultant was to take the amount of money and build into that budget, like a 3 to 5 year maintenance plan. And the agreement was after that period ended, if there was no future funding, it would likely be stale and we would want to do something different anyway. But there is no way that we can guarantee getting town money year after year as an operating, because currently the commitment for the EDC, the operating budget is zero. It has been for the last year. And it's not, we can't guarantee a future funding
so
source.
what is the interaction between them and the chamber, between EDC and the chamber?
so if I'm not mistaken, I don't know if, I meant to ask you this, Danielle, are we required under our bylaw to have a member of the
We're
chamber?
not required. We have in the past. Lisa Egan was the executive director of the chamber and she was an EDC member. She was a great member. She moved on from that job. Their current staff One of their staff people, not the executive director, but their other staff person, Jamie, often attends our meetings. He's not a member and he hasn't applied to be, oh, actually, no, he has applied to be a member.
Yes, yeah.
So, and it
I
can
know
be
Jamie.
extremely useful.
Yeah, I
I'm not
spoke
a
to him.
chamber
He's a
member.
good guy. He's a good guy.
Yeah, so it's not required, but it's great. And even if they're an associate member or a non-voting member, having them go to the meetings is really helpful. We also, the consultant that the EDC spoke to is herself, her business is a member of the chamber, so there was that relationship.
I think it would be important to keep the chamber involved so that they're not going in a different direction.
Yeah, the chamber's cool, they're good people over there, yeah. That's what I mean, like,
But I mean,
And
if you do this, if you do this thing where you do this, and, you don't include the chamber in it, you see, what I mean? You do this website, and then,
yeah,
you know.
and that's one of the things that I
Until
wanted.
you were pulling, you know,
Yeah, like I said, Warren, there's been a lot of discussion. There's been a
I'm
lot,
trying to give you a little-
and yeah, I get it, the chamber's a great tool. I use them all the time, part of the chamber, but it's a great tool, it really has awesome outreach. A lot of times the planning and all the stuff that's going on, they just grab it and run with it.
So
They're fantastic.
They don't have a website with all the businesses on it and everything already?
Chamber? Yeah, the chamber does. They
They
have,
only
but
serve
that,
their members.
but that works differently, Warren.
Yeah.
That works differently.
They feature their own members to pay, be a member of the chamber, and it's Reading and North Reading. And for us, anything town sponsored is for all of our business. If you have a business in North Reading, the EDC is for, there for you.
Right,
So
so
it is
it's different, one's like, a paying club, so to speak, like,
Well, then maybe this needs to be a paying club too.
Sure does.
It doesn't have to be that much money either.
All right, Warren, listen, I'm tired of arguing with you tonight.
Yeah. I'm trying to say, there's gotta be
I know, buddy, you care just like I care, I get it, I know.
there's gotta be a hook, there's gotta be something to get the people to get involved and to stay involved. And one of the best things that happened when I ran the business association, was the interaction between different businesses. They all come together and they all talk about their business, and the bank guy says to the guy running his store, yeah, you know what, we can give you a loan, we can do that expansion, I mean, these things happened at these meetings.
So what are we gonna do with that budget?
Well, if you're gonna do, if you're gonna hire, we're gonna hire somebody as a consultant, right, to develop a website, and that's what you're talking about doing right now.
So the word consultant is, I don't think that's the right word, it's a partnership. It's not a consultant, because,
She's a consultant, like we would be paying for her
Yeah,
service.
if you're gonna be paying her to monitor your website and maintain it.
Well, to build it, she's gonna build it. It's
He's a consultant.
oh boy,
what?
I'm tired, Warren.
She is a consultant, this would be it's a consulting contract.
Yeah.
The EDC would be looking to contract with this consultant to build a marketing website to promote local businesses in partnership with the economic
But we
development.
already have the chamber that's supposed to be doing that already, so that was my point.
Yeah, that's
Chamber.
true, but that's a different thing.
It's a
It's
different thing. It's-
It's only
That's
chamber
people who
business.
wanna be in the club and wanna pay, and it's. All right, never mind, can we just move on, can we skip over this, can
Just-
someone make a motion to skip over this thing?
Just tell me if I'm putting it in the budget or not, just either way, it's fine, we can just move on, just tell me.
I'm sorry, what's the question?
Tell me if I'm putting it in the budget or not. This $25,000 line item for the EDC, do we want it in the CPC
Yes,
budget?
yes.
We do,
Yes,
okay,
yes.
everyone agree,
If
okay.
you don't want
I'll leave it.
to, again, if you don't give the EDC some tools to work with, they can't work either.
Well, this would be a tool that they're looking to do.
Yes, this is a tool, right, so yes. It's a start, it's the first tool, it's the stone chisel.
It's one project, this is one project. They have other things they're also thinking about, but this is a project that they wanna do.
So we have to make a motion and move this
You
forward?
don't need to vote if you don't want to, I mean, normally we don't do a vote for the budget, if there's anything else about the
No,
budget,
let's
if you'd like
leave it,
me.
let's leave it just the way. it is.
Okay, you got it, perfect.
It's
As
already
long as
in
it
there.
moves forward, that's fine, beautiful, great.
Anything else on the budget that you would like me to,
Nope, everything else is pretty much straight across anyway.
same as last year?
Yeah. Yep, already looked the whole thing on, so. All right, now that we beat that to death, planning administrator updates. We didn't read it to Jeff, Jeff. That was an important discussion we had. So I think that hopefully we.
Yeah, that's what we do, buddy.
Hopefully we'll get doing our job, right? We'll actually move this thing some.
Yeah.
Now that I got everybody upset about it.
No, that's our job, that's what we're supposed to do.
Yeah, yeah. Let's move, let's do something, so. All right, planning administrator updates.
So I've put in a tentative schedule of our meetings for the upcoming year.
Yep.
There were no major holidays that we needed to miss meetings for. There are 2 election days that I have not put in as our meeting days since we don't meet on election days. I did want to discuss with you a couple of dates in February and March. And I bring this up, one, because our second February meeting usually falls during the school vacation week. I am always away for that week, and I know sometimes others are too. I wanted to suggest that instead of meeting that week, we meet the following week instead of meeting the first week
What
in
date
March.
on the following?
The next, that week would be, sorry, let me just look up, March, I'm sorry, February.
The vacation week, you know?
So the vacation week, that would be February 17th, which is the date that, I know I
Right,
won't be
and
there.
that's vacation the 16th, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
We're gonna be away too, I think, maybe not all week.
I'll be away as well.
okay, so that's a good week to miss. So we won't meet the 17th. So instead of putting February 17th and March 3rd, I just put February 24th. Is that a date that would work for people? Do you wanna keep that on? Are you away? I know you're away on February 24th? Okay.
Yeah, let's see. I think I'm away till the 6th of March.
Okay. I am actually, this is unusual for me, but there's the following meeting too, I'm not here, March 3rd. So if you're away until March 6th, then what's the date that you're leaving?
No, it's gotta be the. I don't remember it.
That's okay. We don't have to do this right now. I just wanted to,
Days, and, yeah, I think it's like the 24th or something, but I think I leave the 23rd. We would go down to New York first, so then
okay.
day early, 22nd, 23rd, so.
So it's possible we could find some other date that does not fall in the time that you're away. But it sounds like February 17th is definitely not the date we're gonna be. I don't yet know what to do. If you're away March 3rd, do we want to say we're not meeting March 3rd and maybe we meet the following week? Would that
Yeah, I'll
be?
firm that up with you tomorrow.
Okay, sure, no problem, no problem.
It's not my usual time because
Yeah,
the venue that we wanted wasn't available during that time, so we had to take what we get, not that
okay.
anybody be going in and out of the Caribbean by that point, I don't know.
Okay, and then the next set of dates I was looking at, I'm here for April vacation, but I know often people go away. So I was going to suggest that, so we are meeting on April 7th. And then our next meeting would be April 21st. I was gonna suggest instead we just meet April 28th and then go to May 19th. I don't know,
I have no issues.
I'm sorry.
I have no issues.
Okay, I don't know if everyone's gonna be around.
I'm
during-
not here for April vacation.
You're not, okay, okay. So it sounds like missing that April 17th meeting would probably make sense. I'm sorry, April 21st, that meeting probably. Would April 28th be a better date to meet then, that following week?
I'm available.
Because it's just not during the vacation.
Am I gonna
Would we
check-
be doing that?
I should.
I'll just leave this in here. We can discuss it again at the next
Yeah.
meeting. I
Yeah,
just wanted
'cause
to,
I gotta check on some dates, because I gotta go to Pennsylvania and haul a bunch of product back. And I think it's gonna be in at that point. I'm kind of stuck with waiting for the payments to show on
okay.
projected date, but it's not cast in stone.
All right, we can talk schedule, actually, schedule is one thing we can actually talk about over email, we don't even have to wait till the next meeting. I'm asking now because these dates are starting to come up, I mean, as early as February, but it sounds like February we have squared away. It's March, I think that's more of a question. We do have a project that's gonna be coming in soon for Walmart, they're looking to do, some expansion and renovation. I don't know yet what meeting date they'll be looking for, just wanted to let you know that sometime early spring will probably be seeing that, or end of.
Okay.
And then, okay, so we can revisit the schedule. And I guess if anyone else knows of anything, and Lauren, once you know what your dates are gonna be for like February, March, April,
Yeah, I could,
I can finalize that. Okay, great. Other updates, the next ZBA meeting on the 20 Elm Street project is on January 22nd, 6 o'clock in the high school distance learning lab.
what do we have, do we have any street acceptances coming up?
No, I had been asked about Shay Lane,
Yeah, that's
for the
this year,
last
they
time.
merged, like,
but I haven't received any of the,
and Charles Street
Plans.
extension still kind of.
not yet, that's still kind of getting finished. So, yeah, that one's not done enough yet either, so, I don't know yet, but I'll let you know if anything
I've
comes
been dealing
in.
with it ever since I was on the board, I'm likely to go away and then see the finish.
It'd be due pretty soon, it would be due, like mid-March, so I don't know how much time we really have. And then continuing to work on the hiring for Debbie's position, we're making an offer to someone who seems very qualified, so I will keep you posted on that. I think she's gonna accept it, but until it's
Is she
formal,
from town or?
no. We didn't receive many applicants from town. Yeah, very few, one, actually.
So you did the interview.
Yes,
with it.
and with HR,
And I'm sorry, what?
with HR.
Oh, with HR, okay.
Yeah. So keep me posted on that. For now, we are, minus a Debbie, so, if I'll do my best on the
I'll
minutes
come
and
a half
everything.
hour early next time. too.
What was that?
I'll come a half hour early next meeting.
Okay. And that's about it, for my updates.
All right. Okay, then we got anything else they want to, do? Dave, you and I gotta sit down and we try it. Alright, yeah. We touch base and make sure that works out.
Do you have any minutes?
Yeah, did we have minutes?
Oh, we do.
Yeah, I thought I saw minutes.
They are,
We got one. Oh, good.
yeah, this December 2nd. Oh, I did not make a motion for those minutes. I can make a motion for the minutes if you'd like. Move that the CPC vote to accept the minutes of December 2nd, 2025 as written.
So moved. There you go.
Second.
Okay, got a motion for a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, please say aye. I'll do a roll call vote. John?
Aye.
Bill?
Aye.
Dave? Aye. Jeff? Aye. Aye, and myself, aye. That's 5 in favor, no opposed.
Yep.
Good enough. It's a little kind of early, shouldn't we have?
Party.
It's been quiet, I think, with the holidays. We'll get Walmart soon, we'll be busy, don't worry.
You know which way Walmart's standing?
I know they're looking at the garden center, but they haven't submitted a final plan yet, so.
What are they gonna do?
The garden center is an area, like they're looking to expand out to where
Expand
they have,
that,
yeah.
They
But
just
it's-
added the propane tanks there.
I know.
No.
Yeah, right, get those
tanks out. Crash proof.
There's more to it, but we don't have a final plan yet.
All right, then I will adjourn this meeting at 8:21.
Thank you.